Today we're going to do one of my favorites from Steely Dan's Katy Lied album, the solo to Bad Sneakers. Walter Becker actually played the guitar solo on this one. It's very soulful, even though it's very simple to learn as well. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, I do have a tab for this one, so if you want it, just send me a message and I'll email it right out to you, okay? All right, check it out. Here it comes. Okay, gang, let's go over this note for note. As always, before we do, let's take a little bit of a talk about the chord structure here. Basically, it's going from a B minor seventh to an implied E major-y type of chord to an A major-y type of chord. Either a major sixth or a major seventh, that sort of thing. Now, of course, it's the piano doing all the heavy lifting in the background. It's not really a guitar chunking out chords there. But the point is that this is easily handled by playing an A major throughout. You can either think of it as A major pentatonic, which I think works pretty well, or an A major scale. Either way, I think all the notes are going to fit in there. Okay, so here it goes. Here's the first line. Okay, so it starts out on the third string, 9th fret, with a bend, full bend, and then letting it come down. All right, then a classic maneuver right here, and that's just playing 9/11 on the third, 10/12 on the second, and bending up that 12 full step. And then on the first, you're playing 10/12 again, and coming back down to the second and bending that 12 up another whole step. I guess you're bending it twice. Okay. So that's kind of a classic maneuver. Listen to it carefully and you'll kind of get the feel of it. Notice that on the second point, you're bending it up twice, and you're pulling off to the 10th fret, but you're doing it very quickly, and then hitting the third string 11th, and then playing, rocking back and forth between the second and the third strings on the 10th and 11th frets to end that. Again, here's that line slowly. Okay, here's the second line. Oops. Very beautiful line, especially that last phrase, which is really classic. Okay, so it starts off very similarly, and that's, I guess, one of the problems of learning this solo. There's a lot of lines. Becker really milks this sort of thing. So it starts out with this, just like we've been doing before. Okay? This time, when we come up to the, on the first string, so we'll start on the 11th on the third, and pivot up to the 12th, just as we did, and bend it up on the second. And then on the first, we'll play again 10 and 12. This time we're going to bend that 12 up a whole step. And come down and play 10th, 12th, and then back to the 9th. Now here's the cool part right here. Bend up with your second finger on the 10th fret, 2nd string, a whole step. Let it come down and come down on the 9th. That's kind of a unique bend, and that's why it works, I think, so well. All right, and the last line is this one right here. That's a pull-off on the 2nd string, 12th to 9th, twice. And then you're playing the 9th on the 3rd string twice, and the 11th on the 4th string once. To end up with. Should sound like this. All right, again, here's that whole line. Here's the third line. Another great line, and a lot of feel that goes into this. It's almost like a hesitation lick here. So we're starting out with this. We're sliding up to the 11th on the 4th. And we're playing this. All right, so we'll slide up to the 11th and play 9th, 11th, and 9th on the 3rd. So slide up on the 4th to the 11th, and then playing the 9th, 11th, and 9th. That's sort of like a hesitation. You're going up and then coming back down, not really sure if you're coming all the way up. Love how that fits. And then with a little bit of hesitation, he plays this lick twice. So that's just playing on the 9th, on the 3rd string. You're playing 9 and 11, and back to the 9. And then you're directly bending the 12th on the 2nd string and doing that extra little dipsy doodle. Right? You're bending it up twice. Bending up, down, up. So it should sound like this. And he does that twice. The 3rd time, he does an even cooler thing. Almost the same, but then when he gets to that 12th, he overbends. So he bends 1.5. That's a tough one to do, so really grit your teeth and bend this one. All right, so you bend it up a whole step and a half. You're bending up to this 15th fret. You want this tone. That's not easy to do, so practice that a little bit. Then you just bend up a whole full. And then play 10th and the 11th very quickly. And a lot of these are very, nimble. And back up to the 10th. All right, here's that whole line. All right, okay. Hey, I was interrupted by a phone call there, so I'm back. Let's do that last line now. Here it is. All right. So it starts by a position shift all the way up to essentially the 14th position, and you're going to play the 17th. You can play either with your 3rd and 2nd or your 1st and 2nd. Either one's fine. So that is to play the 17th, and then play this on the 1st string, play the 17th, and then you'll play the 16th and hammer on and pull off to the 17th, and then play the 17th on the 2nd. Okay? Then you play the 14th, 12th, it's on the 2nd string, and then back to the 14th, and then slide down, play the 13th and slide down to the 11th. Now, so it should sound like this. Now you can slide up from the 9th if you want. That sounds good too. Oops, you gotta play the right note, of course. That sounds just fine. All right, now here's the last part. So this part is to slide up from the 9th on the 3rd to the 11th, and then you're going to be playing. You'll keep your finger, your middle finger, on 3rd string, 11th fret, and you're going to be playing 12, pull off to the 10 on the 2nd, and then play that the 11th on the 3rd, like so. Play that 3 times, and then you do the classic bend up on the 2nd on the 12th. Okay, so you're going to bend that up a whole step, and then you'll play the 12th on the 1st. And you play it very quickly and bring it down to the 12th. I should point out that you can also, if you want to, you can bend it up and do a tap, and that sounds cool too. So you can bend it up and tap on the 15th, on the 2nd string. That's an alternative if you want to play that. It's easier just to do what I did before, which is 12, bend up, and pull down on that. Okay, so here we go. Here's the last part. So that's just on the second, you're playing 11th, and then you're playing on the third, 11th slide down to 9, and then you're playing on the 11th on the fourth, 9th on the third, and then 11th slide down to 9 and 7. Last line is just playing this, which is on the fourth string you're playing 4, pull off the 2, and then 2, hammer on the 4. I'm sorry, you're playing the 4 on the 5th. You're playing a 4 on the 4th, pull off to the 2nd, you play the 4 on the 5th, and then play a 2nd, hammer up to the 2, like so. And that is that. All right, well, here it is in all of its glory. Let's play the whole thing so you can remember it, okay? Very slowly. That's it, gang. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we will see you on down the road. Don't forget to ask for the tab if you want it. See ya.